Welcome, everybody. This is Nightsaber Z42, and we're back with Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. Anyways, I'm right here in the police station because there's something I want to show you. Yeah, that's right. I've been looking all over the place, and bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Hands all over the place. Let's see, what do we have here?
Here are the ripped statements. I can piece them together again.
Okay, so I guess I didn't quite picture or listen when he said something about the, there we go. He said something about the inspector tossing the pieces up in the, waste bin, and that just didn't really click. I assume that it goes there, but it could also go here. And so, yep. How dare they? It could go like that as well. So now we get to prepare a statement. It looks like it goes that way. So now we get to prepare a statement. The eyewitness statement, of course. And I guess that means we'll just start making some headway on it. I was for sure that went there, but it could also go not there. The letters go that way. I'm pretty sure the letters go that way. So I don't know what that one's all about. This one, I'd have to be on the bottom. Yep, there we go. There's a match right there. I was for sure. Yep, there's a match, but the letters are all askew. I'll put that right there. I'm gonna take a guess that goes there. Did we have any pieces it could fit? No. Well, I don't even know why I was looking at that. Not that. There seems to be a ton of different pieces that are, of course, corner pieces. Hey, look at that. Testimony. Okay, so we need to find something. Yep, right here. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Oh boy. This one. There we go. Testimony of CA. Trying to look for. It's not that, is it? Okay, so it's lengthy, but it's not. Unless I'm missing something in between. But it looks like it fits perfectly right there, so I don't know what. Yeah, it's supposed to fit perfectly right there. So that means that fits there and that fits there. Okay, so we have ourselves a long piece of paper. Don't know exactly what these corners are for. They could be something else. So we're going to put them back there for the time being. This will go not there. That doesn't go there either. But this one could go not there. How about that? Yeah, that goes there. Okay, so hold on. Let's move this up. Because I assumed that I was supposed to be using the entire workspace, but it doesn't appear to be so. Okay, so it's not fitting perfectly in, so don't know what's up with that. Thought that would fit, but that doesn't. This could fit right there. And then we need something. Does that fit anywhere? That fits right there. This goes on the side, right there. This doesn't appear to go anywhere. That goes there. And that goes there. And here we have our problem. some of these scraps appear to not be part of the... Okay. Yeah, some of these pieces don't appear to be part of the case. So... Oh boy. Boy. No, let's not deal with those pieces. Okay, this one goes right there. Good. And this one goes, oops, right there. Okay, that fits there. So it's these two pieces. So it seems that I'm getting some unusual splits in what I have and what I don't have. I don't think it's gonna go off any more than that. Okay, so that goes there. Okay, so this does go here. On the morning of the murder, so there. This one goes there. Okay. And so let's figure out where this piece goes. This piece goes down there. And this piece, I assume, goes here? No. Oh. Yeah. It goes there. Just before. So now it's just a matter of, did I get the right pieces in the right order? Or where do these pieces come into play? Like, do we even have to fit those pieces anywhere? Or maybe... this piece doesn't make sense though. Because it would be a corner piece. And I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 corner pieces. So that means this must be 2 documents. So let us assume it is supposed to be that each of these pieces is supposed to be read like so. I probably shouldn't have reset there. And that this is really 2 documents. And that when we find it, they will form a piece. Because it's 3 across and 4 going up. Oh. So let me find all the corner pieces first. Oh. Oops, my bad. Let's put that there, this up here. La 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 la. Ah, I see. Yeah. It is definitely starting to fit into place. Whoop. This goes here. Ah, yep, there we go. My bad. I did some bad assuming. That does not go there. This goes on there, though. Corner pieces. Does not go there. This goes right there. This goes on this side. This will be on the... Uh-oh. Is it possible? Oh. Yeah, we'll leave that there for now. That goes there. This goes up here. This would have to go there. And this goes right in there. So these pieces... Yeah, I got these pieces mixed up. There we go. And that goes there. So this doesn't go here. It most likely goes... maybe here? But that wouldn't make any sense either. Let's put those 2 corner pieces down for now. And we'll figure out where the rest of this goes. Okay, that would have to fit there. And that's the last of our corner pieces. So now we can start filling in the middle area. But I think what happened was I ended up mixing some of these pieces. So that goes there, and then it fits on the bottom. And so this part goes down here. There we go. Everything is awesome.
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done better himself.
Okay, so let us read. On the morning of the murder, the witness left her domicile. Really? That's a word? At 32 Church Street at approximately 5 a.m. to get to Spitalfields Market. She was passing down Hanbury Street at about 5:30 a.m. The witness was certain at the time that, as she declares, that she heard the clock at the Black Eagle Brewery on Brick Lane strike the half hour just before she entered the street. In front of 29 Hanbury Street, she saw a man and woman talking. It should be noted that the witness identified the body of Annie Chapman at the morgue as being the aforementioned woman. This identification was solicited by our services. The man was seen with the victim is described by the witness as follows. At least 40 years old, a little taller than the woman with whom he was discussing, approximately 5 feet 3 inches, brown deerstalker hat, dark coat, doubt. Okay, the other testimony of A. Karash. The witness resides at 27 Hanbury Street, the building adjoining number 29 of the same street, and the two respective backyards are separated by a wooden fence, tall and thin. On the morning of the murder, the witness got up at 5:15 a.m. and went into the yard where the latrine was. It was then 5:20 a.m. On going back into the house, the witness heard voices from behind the fence coming from number 29. The only word that he understood was no. He went into the building again, but returned to the yard approximately 4 minutes later, whereupon he heard a noise as if something fell against the fence. He then departed for work. When he passed in front of the Spitalfields Church, it was approximately 5:32 a.m. Okay. Okay. Here's the old police report concerning certain arrests. I don't know if this is beneficial.
An old report on arrests that took place a few years earlier. Well, it would seem that I have all the information I need for my investigation. Anyway, this fellow Bluto at the Wasp's Nest is rather shady and doesn't look like he'll want to cooperate. I'd be better off returning to Baker Street. Holmes will certainly know what to do. And besides, I am worn out.
It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. What are you gonna do? You can't go to sleep now. It's like morning. Anyways, it is time to go back to 221B Baker Street.
Let's go back to Baker Street. Home, sweet home. There we are, Holmes. I've told you in great detail everything that happened last night.
Excellent work, Watson. We shall now be prepared to answer a few questions about the horrible murder in Hanbury Street.
Do you think we are now in a position to find out the identity of the murderer of these two women?
No, I don't think so. It's outside of our scope and not our responsibility. As much as you've done for Leather Apron and the affair with the pills, our mission is to help the police by ensuring that they don't get caught up following false leads and to point them in the right direction. Let us start from what we know with some certitude. As you have just said, it is almost certain that the same person killed the Bucks Row and Hanbury Street victims. The reason to assume as much are numerous, and I shan't elaborate here. What do these two victims have in common?
They had the same profession.
It's true, these two women were in the same profession, but...
Indeed, Watson, these two women were both prostitutes. That is of vital importance, carrying out the murders.
Something is puzzling me, Holmes. Richardson's testimony contradicts the time of death given by Dr. Phillips, which also matches my own, 4:30 a.m.
And yes, we shall confirm that, Watson, and attempt to determine the precise time of death. In order to do that, we will need to place everyone involved on a timeline. Only after that will we be able to place the knife symbolizing our killer.
Okay.
Let's look at our timeline, Watson.
Yeah, control Sherlock Holmes once again. Okay. So let's go to our timeline. This is... I have no idea who that is. Wait, what? What is that? Estimate. What? Inventory reset. Close. So this is the time. Determine the exact time of Annie Chapman's murder in Hanbury Street. Okay. So not this one because he was outside at around 5. I'm pretty sure I cannot use this as proof. Yeah, this. Can't use that as proof, really? Let's see if we can go back to when we talked to. Actually, that's not. No, I don't want to use those. Don't need. Nope, get rid of that. Don't need to use that as proof. I'm looking for a time on anything. But I suppose that Watson's testimony would also, of being the 430 case, would also be used as proof, but... Okay, not that one. Nothing interesting happened there. No, nothing here. Nothing there. Nothing at the wasp's nest, I'm quite sure of. If I could find... So I need to look at my documents then. I don't think that is going to be used as proof. Actually, let's use... That doesn't have anything to do with anything yet. So we could use this, and we'll use the 2 testimonies as proof. And let's see if this does anything. Miss Long sees a woman speaking to a man near 29 Hanbury Street. He's in the gardens for a few minutes, then goes back. He hears voices. Hears a fall against...
Let's put the time of death as assessed by Dr. Phillips on the timeline.
Okay, so 4:30, right here.
Now, for the most important part, the testimony of Miss Long. She claims to have seen a woman speaking to a man near 29 Hanbury Street sometime around... What time, Watson?
Great. You're gonna make us read it again. 5:30. Wait. Yes. 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Yep. Well, no. 5:30.
Let us assume, therefore, that Miss Long's testimony is, as is most certainly the case, true. She places her meeting with the victim at around 5:30, claiming to have heard a clock chime on the half hour at the moment when she enters the street.
Could be in a different person.
Our next witness is Albert Kadosh.
I believe... 15... Wait, I forgot to read. In his garden, goes back, hears voices of...
Place this symbol that represents...
Oops, my bad. Where does he... When does he hear the voices? He hears the voices at 5:20. Okay. So 5:20, right there.
Albert Kadosh goes down into his garden at approximately 5:20, and on re-entering his home, hears voices in number 29's garden.
And he used to fall against garden fence. Voices. He went back 4 minutes later. Okay, so 5:24.
Place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline. Kadosh goes back down into his garden approximately 4 minutes after having left it, and hears the sound of an impact against the wooden fence.
Thump. And he leaves at, I think, 5:30? 5:24 or something like that. Later we're upon it. When he passed in front of the...
Let's place this symbol that represents Kadosh on the timeline.
What was it? 5:32.
Kadosh leaves the garden, enters his house, then leaves for work, seeing the clock on the Spitalfields church showing 5:32.
Whoops, this should be...
The assessment of the time of the murder given by Dr. Phillips and yourself, Watson, 4:30 a.m.
And we arrived on the scene... Oh great, they're not putting the time. I think it was like 6... It was like 6 something.
We left the station at 6 o'clock and it took us 20 minutes to arrive at Hanbury Street.
Thank you.
Our arrival at the scene occurred at around 6:20. Given the distance separating the two locations, we can deduce that the corpse wasn't discovered after 6 o'clock, and therefore that the murder must have been committed before.
Okay, so that's all we have. Unless there was something else. Could there be... There's nothing of interest on that. There's nothing of interest on that or that. Okay, so we're dealing... What does that have to do with anything? Like, are we seriously gonna use it? Anyways, close? Nope. Great. That means I'm missing a testimony. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that has nothing to do with anything. This doesn't have any information on it. Looks like I get to read some newspaper now. But if I had to take a guess, it would be... Well, actually, have we... received anything?
What are we doing, Holmes?
What are we doing? I have no idea. Is there a newspaper around here? With a newspaper? I mean, a newspaper with a date, preferably. I feel like that's what I need. Actually, I'm most likely looking for a document or a dialogue that better explains, because there's still stuff missing. So let's see. Fairly certain I have everything. Wait, what? What is this? Does not have anything to do. It's just starting me where the testimony starts. Okay, so what if we got rid of this testimony and we went to Richard's testimony? Yep.
Now, let's put the Richardsons' arrival and departure times on the timeline.
I gotta read. Oh, yay. Great. It was 5:15, so 4:45. Okay.
Now, let's put the Richardsons' arrival and departure times on the timeline.
Okay. And he leaves his mom's place. Oh, no. Okay, so 5 minutes afterwards. So...
Despite the great respect I have for Dr. Phillips and the value I place on our friendship, my deepest conviction is that both of you are mistaken and that Richardson is in the right and... Remember how you assessed the time of death? You touched the fingers and body of the victim, but it was remarkably cold for this time of year. In addition, the corpse had been drained of bodily fluids. Its heat retention was therefore no longer the same as that of an intact corpse.
Egad! You're right, Holmes.
Oh, I've had some time to research, Watson.
Given these facts, my first diagnosis may have been off by half an hour, perhaps even an hour.
Thus, we can confirm Richardson's statement and establish that the murder was committed after 4:50 a.m. and not before 4:30 a.m. Excellent, Watson. All our people are now in place.
Yes, but Holmes, Miss Long claims to have seen the victim at around 5:30. But according to Kadosh, someone, most certainly the victim and her murderer, was already in the garden at 5:30.
Excellent observation, Watson. It must be noted, however, that these two witnesses, Long and Kadosh, saw the time shown on the clocks in the area, which are often inaccurate and went by their empirical and, in this case, erroneous estimate of how much time had passed. Thus, neither of these two times can be considered reliable.
Do you mean to say that these two testimonies might match?
Indeed. Let's put Miss Long's meeting with the victim at 2 minutes before 5:30.
Okay, which one's Miss Long? The green hat lady, so...
Let's add Miss Long's meeting with the victim at 2 minutes before 5:30 a.m.
Thank you. 5:28.
Mr. Kadosh claims to have passed by the Spitalfields Church at 5:32, which, given the distance from 27 Hanbury Street, would mean he was still at home at 5:31. Let's therefore put the end of his testimony at 5:31.
Okay.
Miss Long heard the man say to the victim, "Will you?" To which the victim responded, "Yes," which would suggest that an agreement was reached and that the transaction was imminent. They then proceeded to enter the garden, which puts the voices heard by Kadosh at 5:29.
Okay. So 5:29.
Thought that Kadosh had left 27 Hanbury Street at 5:31 after having heard an impact against the fence. Thus, 2 minutes passed between the moment when Kadosh entered the house after having been in the garden the first time and the moment when he returns to go out again and leave for work. How long did he estimate this interval to be? 3 to 4 minutes. In light of all this, Watson, we can finally establish the time of Chapman's murder. Now, place the knife at the exact time.
Great. Let me go all the way down and reread. Between after having been in the garden the first time and the moment when he returns to leave for 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so 4 minutes afterwards. Uh-oh. Now I'm just clicking. Oh, wait. Never mind. So, this is... No, not... Uh-oh. Oh, wait, that's when you left. Okay.
Now then,
there we
taking
go.
into account that the local clock isn't exact and that a young man was off by a minute or two in his estimations of his comings and goings, we can confirm Miss Long's testimony and place the time of the crime at approximately 5:30.
Yay!
In that case, Holmes, the man that Miss Long saw is none other than...
That's right, Watson. It was the Whitechapel killer.
To think that Miss Long and Kadosh were only a few feet away from him.
Indeed, Watson. Had Miss Long passed just a little closer to the victim and her assassin, or had the young Kadosh popped his head over the fence out of curiosity, the killer would most certainly already be behind bars.
That's some stroke of luck he had there.
I couldn't agree more, Watson. But his luck didn't end there, given the mutilations inflicted upon this poor woman. What must be considered above all is the killer's obvious wish to remove one and only one specific organ. His surgery pinpointed the exact spot, avoiding superfluous incisions. This suggests the man possesses at least a minimal anatomical knowledge.
Are you suggesting a doctor or a butcher?
Perhaps, but the possibilities are still too broad to conclude with any certainty. Now for the motive. Despite my almost complete lack of practical experience on the subject, I have a rather precise idea of the usefulness of a uterus and a vagina. Nonetheless, once they are separated from their usual envelope, I am more circumspect as to the uses one can make of them. What do you think, Watson? You need a board, Watson.
He made a joke. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this episode of Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper. Feel free to leave a comment down below, tell me what you think, and leave a like for this video. Check the description for my Facebook and Twitter information. I'm always looking for a few more friends. And check the annotations at the end to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And for the series playlist and other playlists that I have put together, I will see you in the next video.